Hello guys, welcome to the another session. In this session, we are going to look into Jupyter Notebook. If you look into this topic name, then you will find that there are two terms. One is Jupyter, another one is the notebook. So Jupyter is the name of the project and notebook is the application which is being designed within this project. So basically, the notebook application is a type of interactive document for code, text, and data visualization, which we are going to see in our upcoming sessions. So let's jump into the Anaconda shell and we will look into how we can access the Jupyter Notebook. To access the Jupyter Notebook, you need to come to the Anaconda cell and over here you need to specify Jupyter. Just mind the spelling of Jupyter Notebook and over here we need to specify Jupyter Notebook and press enter. And once it will open, then you will find that it looks something like this. And if you closely look into this, then you will find that it is a web-based application. So let's create a new notebook. So to create a new notebook, you need to come here and click on new. And over here, you can select Python 3. So once you created a new Jupyter notebook, then you need to specify over here the name. So my first notebook, rename. Now suppose that if you want to run any of the program, then you can run it over here. So you can write 2 plus 2 and you need to press shift enter. Then you will find the output. So now you must be asking that what actually happening whenever we are running this program. So let's understand it. So whenever you are running a Jupyter notebook, then there is a kernel which is running behind the scene. So let's look into that. So if you remember that we have executed a command Jupyter Notebook, and the moment Jupyter Notebook gets executed, then you will find that this program is listening whatever we are typing into that web tool. For example, we have started a kernel and we have typed something 2 plus 2 and after that it automatically saved it, and this happened through kernel. Kernel actually listening whatever we are doing into that interactive cell, and as per our instruction it is performing those exercise behind the scene. For example, when we started it, we have created a new notebook, then this kernel listen that and then it serves that whatever we have requested for. Now here I wanted to give you one point to remember is that Python's Jupyter kernel uses the IPython system for its underlying behavior. In our previous session, we have discussed about IPython interpreter. So now let's jump into the Jupyter notebook and let's look into some of the useful commands which we use frequently while working with Jupyter Notebook. So now let's look into some of the feature of this Jupyter Notebook. Over here you will find that this drop down and it contains code, markdown, raw NB convert and heading. So for example, if I want to make this line as a heading, so we need to write double hash and over here we need to tell that we are going to learn the topic tab completion feature, and then I will choose over here markdown, then it will give us this header text. It converted that particular line into a heading. Now we will press shift enter, then you will find that it has introduced this line as a heading. Now let's look into tab completion feature. So what actually it is? So suppose that if you are having date and time package, now we wanted to understand that what actually method it contains. So what we do, we will write date, time, dot, and after dot we will press tab. Then you will find that it gives us all the options, or say all the functions information which exist within this particular package date and time. Let's look into some other example. For example, if we are having a numpy package, numpy as np, shift enter, and if you will type np dot and press tab, then you will find that all the method and function information which numpy package offers us. So we can easily identify what are the functions and methods available within numpy package. So now let's proceed further and let's look into some of the other feature of this Jupyter notebook. So for example, if we are having a list equal to some values, now suppose that if I wanted to know about this object, what actually this object is, then we can easily identify with the help of question mark. If we put less question mark, shift enter, then it will provide us this information. So if you closely look over here, it has given us this information. What this object is, this is a list object and it is from a string form, look like something like this. And what is the length of this? And it is based upon mutable sequence. That means you can change it anytime. And over here, if you will type, for example, if you close it over here, and same way tuple, if you are going to create a tuple, and if you specify 2 4 6, enter. Now let's look into what this object is. Then we can tell that top question mark, shift enter, then you will find that it has given us the information tuple, and here the built-in type is immutable. That means you can't change this one. So this way you can easily introspect any of the object which exist in your program. So now let's proceed further and let's look into some of the other feature of Jupyter Notebook. So to demonstrate you the another feature of Jupyter Notebook, I am going to open a Spider editor where I will write a small program, and that program I will access over here. So to open the Spider program, I am going to use another Anaconda shell, and over here I will type Spider. If you gone through my earlier course, then you will find that where I have introduced the Spider program, which is basically an editor where we can write the Python programming. So it is opening now. So now it has opened. So let's write a program over here. So I'm going to write def function xyz, and within that I'm going to tell return x plus y divided by z, and within the same program I am going to access it. So over here a equal to 10, b equal to 12, some random value for c 8.9, and over here I will call result equal to, calling this function a comma b comma c. Save it. So let's save it, and over here just specify a name over here. So any name, my script.py. Save it. Now this program I have written. Now let's access this program within Jupyter Notebook. So let's run it in Jupyter Notebook. So to execute that program which we have written in a Spider editor, so we will write over here %run, and we will specify the name. So I will tell my script.py and shift enter. So now you must be wondering you are not getting any output, but it is not like that. The program is get loaded into your memory, so you need to run. For example, if you are typing result, shift enter, then you will get the output of from that program. If you want to access the variable within the program, for example, we have written ABC. If you remember, if you go into that, then you will find that we have used 8.9. So let's look into that. So here you will type C and shift enter. Then you will find that it is giving us this output, as we have specified the value of C is 8.9. So this is about running the program. Now suppose I want to access the program in this Jupyter Notebook. So what I can do? So let me explain over here. Select this one and press A, then it will give you this option, and over here I will type %load and the name of the program which I wanted to access, my script.py. Shift enter, then you will find that it has loaded the program which we have written into the Spider Notebook. Now let's proceed further and let's look into some other feature of Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook offers us various magic commands. So if we want to check the what are those commands, then we can use something like this. We need to write %magic and shift enter. So this will give us the detail about the magic command, and which you will find it over here. So all those magic command you can execute over here. This I have already shown you, that is %timeit. So let me pop it out. So over here you will find that these are the magic commands available. For example, I have shown you earlier %timeit usage. It will return us how much time it is taking to execute a program. If you want to find out, then you can run it. For example, just take this one and come here, press A. Now you will get a new line, and over here you will paste it, shift run, shift enter. Then you will find that these number of nanoseconds it taken to execute this program and how many number of loops it has executed. So these number of loops is being executed. So now let's proceed further. You can go through the entire document. There are various magic command available, and we are going to use some of them in this course. So now let's proceed further. So one of the major benefit of using Jupyter Notebook is it display the data visualization within this interactive notebook. So what it means? So for example, we are having some random number and I want to graph those random number in the same notebook. So how we can do that? So we can do it through the matplotlib. So let's look into some working example. So over here I press A and I will import matplotlib.pyplot. So this is the library as plt. Now I will generate some random number. So over here I will type plt.plot and here I will generate random number and cumulative summation. So I will do that. So first let me generate this number. So this number gets generated and now I want to calculate the cumulative summation with the help of sum. So this is a simple program which I have written and it will plot the cumulative sum of 50 numbers and draw it in a graph. So to use it we need to again add a line over here and we will tell that percentage matplotlib inline. So that means we want to use it over here. Shift enter. Now let's execute it. Again shift enter. Then you will find that the number it has generated and after that it has applied the cumulative sum and then it has generated this graph. So this is the power of Jupyter Notebook. You can do the data visualization over here. That's the reason we are going to use Jupyter Notebook for data analysis. So now on this note I am stopping